Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for TCSL's Sunday morning meditation. So at this time, I invite you to close your outer eyes. And today's meditation is titled Remembering Mindfulness. And it comes from the site 10% Weekly. And this is by Lama Rod Owens. So take a deep, deep breath in, holding for a couple of seconds, and fully release on the exhale. And let's do that again. Deep as you can. On the inhale, hold it, and then fully release on the exhale. Begin to find your center, relaxing your facial muscles. Relax your jaw, your neck. Drop your shoulders. Continue breathing deeply as your body aligns with that sacred space within. Relax your abdomen, your extremities. Fully arrive in this moment now. Knowing that you are exactly where you're meant to be, doing exactly what you're doing. All else can wait as you give yourself the gift of turning within, relaxing your body and mind. This mindfulness meditation, starting out from a place of being witness to current external conditions and the emotions that stir as a result. But we were reminded that all external conditions are a result of yesterday's thought. We will conclude by meditating on breaking through limited beliefs and focusing on the truth of our being, knowing our liberation from turmoil is right where we are. Lama Owen says, people have been asking me about what's going on in the largest possible sense, as in, is this the apocalypse? Is the world about to end? What is happening? Many religions and spiritual paths have literature that helps us to understand such times. In Christian theology, we call it the apocalypse. In Hindu tantric traditions, we call it Kali Yuga. In Buddhism, we refer to it as the Dark Ages. The term apocalypse literally means an unveiling, where on the one hand, truth is being unveiled, and on the other hand, we're facing the limitations of our being able or not being able to handle it. For example, we've seen the truth of how we have been living together as a society, how we as a society have covered up so many issues, and now they are in a glaring spotlight. Everything that we've not done in the past is calling us to task now. The rise and endurance of this administration and its followers, spiritually speaking, not politically, feels like a constant chaos and the disruption of things we had felt were safe and stable. People are hurting. People are being hurt, and the volume keeps increasing. Now we're seeing that it was never so safe or stable, and we're seeing it up close and personal. Excuse me. We see chaos with climate change as well, with the increase of natural disasters around the world, the extinction of species of plants and animals, melting of polar ice caps. We saw it with the pandemic. We see it with war, human tragedies unfolding daily around the globe and here at home. Naturally, in such times, many of us experience intense suffering, fear, anger, despair, anxiety, disgust, hate, depression, terror. It's different for each of us. We often lose the ability to hold a space for that suffering, a space where we have an opportunity to catch our breath and refocus our attention on the truth of our being underlying all the human outrage. Our rage can be beneficial in helping us to identify that we are hurt. but it can become energy that we respond to habitually, which causes harm for ourselves and others. It is most certainly not the place from which we create a world that works for everyone. It's not the place where our inner peace lives. When we lose the ability to hold a space for suffering, we do things that take a toll on our bodies, our minds, and our relationships. We begin to objectify others. We begin to lose empathy with one another. We begin to lose sight of the greater truth that we are in the mind of God. But the so-called apocalypse doesn't mean the end of the world. It's about the end of a way of thinking, a way of believing, and that's painful to let go of. That's where the fire and brimstone metaphors come from that basic fear of letting go of the ways that we used to be in order to make space for what's happening next. And for some, that's terrifying because we don't know what it is. What then is our work? Let's explore two aspects: spaciousness and self-care. The original teachings of mindfulness introduced a way of paying attention to what's arising in our emotions, bodies, and minds. We start with the basic acceptance of saying, okay, yeah, things are out of control. You return to the breath, return to the body, and begin to look at what's happening for you internally. I sometimes meditate on a visual of my higher self, my spiritual self, lovingly looking on at my human, crazy self as a parent would observe a child and seeking to understand what the child needs for the crazy to stop. There's no judgment, just a space created to be with this aspect of our humanness, to be with chaos as something that can exist within, yet not be the overwhelming force of our being. Our being is created out of divine love, and no amount of human interference can separate us from that love, ever. We can forget, which is natural. Mindfulness meditations will bring us back to remembering. Once you have some clarity about that, when the life force of love calms the suffering, then you can move back into the world in a way that's more stable and more sustainable. Mindfulness also helps us to see what we habitually avoid and to get spacious around it. We learn to relate to discomfort instead of bypassing it. There is trauma in our experiences, which is really tough to sit with, but we can learn how to develop a more open relationship to it by being with it more over time. Our work is also self-care, which may involve developing a sense of self-love, a sense that I am enough, that I deserve to be happy, that I deserve to be safe. Surrounding ourselves with people who help us remember our goodness, who are advocates for our self-care and self-love, reflect our innermost spiritual beauty back to us. I also remember my ancestors, meditating on the positive qualities that have passed from generation to generation in my family, trying to embody their characteristics of resiliency, community focus, and self-care. Self-care as a form of self-preservation is about supporting ourselves so that we are eventually able to lean back into engagement with others around us. We sustain ourselves in order to sustain our communities, because what we do for ourselves in love finds its way back into the mainstream as a loving collective consciousness. As we give ourselves spaciousness for all of our experience, we allow more space for others around us to have their own experience. Love and compassion are our innermost divine qualities, the wellspring from which we are able to connect with others around us. Living from and expressing the truth of our being has always been our work. Sometimes we need to give ourselves space to remember, to feel once again our greatest truth. So we find our footing once again. We bring our peace, our renewed hope and strength to our families and communities with a willingness to help, to do what can be done together. There will be times where human chaos reminds us that no matter how much you try to help those around you, it doesn't mean you're going to save anyone or stop anything in motion. That's part of the quote-unquote apocalypse, the unveiling as well. Not everyone is going to survive. Our inner work during these times will need to be refreshed repeatedly as outward conditions continue to unfold. Perhaps allow some space to check in with yourself at the end of the day, turning within to see if there's hurt, to see if there's a dark corner that needs a gentle light, making sure that any perceived chaos throughout the day is not roaming freely in sacred space within. The brilliant thing about these prophecies of apocalypse throughout all faith traditions is that it doesn't last forever. It is a stage that we're growing through, and grow we must. So let's take some time now, going deeper within, finding that place of sanctuary that gives you room to breathe, room to just be, a place of quiet connection with your deepest spirit. Let's explore the path of least resistance for entering this sacred space, unique to each of us. How do you get there? Is there an easier path that may bring you to the same spot? We know that spirit is never separate from our being, as close and as intimate as our own breath. We've learned that there are triggers that we've allowed to remove us from this space. Let's consciously spend some time this morning discovering the spiritual trigger that brings us right back. A word, perhaps, an affirmation, or a beautiful image that you've created that lands you in that sacred space of your innermost being. And hope that in the coming days, weeks, month, that you are able to find the space that you visited just now, that you're able to access it with ease and grace, and knowing with a capital K that it's available all the time. All the time. There's never a place where our peace is not. It's just a matter of getting back to it. So thank you for joining us this morning, and we hope that you'll stay tuned for our service at 10:15. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. You will do amazing things with a choice each new day brings, and with every step you take, bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Oh, the places you will go and the people you will know. Don't worry when, or where, or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, 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 you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take. Bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Oh, the places you will go and the people you will know. Don't worry when, or where, or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things.
Okay, that was awesome. That was really, really awesome. Thank you to Heather Abbott for that beautiful introduction. Welcome everyone to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living and our Sunday celebration service. I'm going to say right up front today, because it's important, Kennard Blake is with us today. And whenever Kenneth comes to visit us, whenever Kennard comes to visit us, we know that it is the anniversary of the beginning of what is now called the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. 24 years ago, Reverend Ray Matheny started this church in her living room, and it has grown and up and down and up and down and up and down for all those 24 years. And here we are today, still surviving, still thriving, and still really inviting in anyone and everyone that is seeking to have a deeper relationship with each other and a deeper relationship with God. And so I'm so grateful for Kennard. I'm so grateful for Reverend Ray Matheny. I'm so grateful for people like Barbara Kane and for Diane Carnes, who were there at the very beginning and who are still here and participating fully and really supportively for our community now. So my name, for those of you who may not know me, is Dusty Rippelmeyer, and I have the honor and the privilege of being this community's spiritual director. Our center, the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, is part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living. We affectionately call it the Mothership. Centers for Spiritual Living is a positive and practical philosophy, faith, and way of life. A global community of over 450 spiritual centers, teaching chapters and special focus ministries in 30 countries worldwide. Our community is the spiritual home for a diverse group of people who are seeking a deep and abiding connection with each other and with that which is greater than all of us. Our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God. We do this within a sacred and supportive community that welcomes everyone just as they are. Our mission is the transformation of our personal lives into being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. We do this through celebration, service, study, fellowship, and the energy of unconditional love. Our vision is a world that actually does work for all. We do this by consciously practicing the truth of our oneness and unity with God in our everyday lives. You are welcome here, no matter where you are on your spiritual path. So thank you very much for being here, whether you're here in the sanctuary at 4 Points or you've invited us into your home through the power of live streaming. We feel you. We know that you're here, and we're grateful for you. So thank you, everybody. Today we have 2 flower dedications, not just one, but 2 flower dedications. And the first is dedicated to all of those amazing volunteers that assisted with emptying our 2 storage spaces and taking all of the contents down to Larry and Sean's home in preparation for their community yard sale. This includes Kristen and Bobby Malaire, Ava and Dave Ingram, Sean, Larry, Jasmine, Tyrell Shockey, Deb Bird, Tamarcus Gilmore, and Heather Abbott. It includes all of those volunteers who assisted in any way with the yard sale, specifically pricing, setup, tear down, and donating items to the sale to benefit the center. Barbara Kane, Madison Cross, Susan Krupa, Dara Ferguson, Nora Kassar, Carol Cross, Rebecca Fouts, Bruce Boyer, Jerry Richardson, and Kevin Martin. I would also like to thank Helga Bullard for the use of her yard to put some of our many items out on. On behalf of our community, my gratitude and deep appreciation goes out to all of these people. I would also just like to take a moment to express the lengths to which Sean and Larry Shockey and Heather Abbott went to make sure that this fundraising event not only happened, but was successful. Indeed. Sean and Larry gave up their garage to store items in for almost an entire month as the first date for the yard sale was rained out. We planned the makeup day for last Saturday, and when Heather and I arrived at 5:30 in the morning, Larry and Sean and their children were already up and fully engaged in the setup. Did you hear me? I said I arrived there, Heather arrived there at 5:30 in the morning. They were already up on their 5th cup of coffee. While we made some money for the center, Larry and Sean were not entirely happy with the outcome and felt that if we would do it again the next Saturday, which would have been yesterday, except that we were rained out again. So the new date is now Saturday, October 18th. Beyond all of that, there is still more to do, as all of the items that did not sell will need to be transported to a charity or to a dump. So if any of you are willing to assist in that process, please get a hold of either myself or Heather. And again, I think we need another round of applause for all of those people, and especially Larry and Sean. And our second flower dedication is for all of those who are, of course, celebrating their birthdays in October. If that's you, please raise your hand. Yeah. And we're going to add Carol Cross to that list, who would have been here, but she's not here this morning. I invite everyone else to hold your hands out to the people in the room, to the people out in the ethers, and to repeat after me. We see you. We know who you really are. We celebrate your arrival on the planet. We are grateful for your presence in our community. And we love you. And so it is. Please join us at Palos on 101 Keybridge Drive in Morrisville following the service for a lunch bunch in honor of all of the October birthdays. So if you're out there watching us, you could probably get in your car and get on over to Palos, 101 Keybridge Drive in Morrisville, and join us for the lunch bunch. So in this moment, I would like to welcome Sean Shockey and Eileen Proctor to the podium for the rest of our announcements.
Mixing it up for you.
Right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living.
No.
See, it was meant to be.
We are all one.
Meant to be. Okay, we just have a few announcements this morning. This is an announcement about Gourmets for God. An unforgettable evening of divine magic has 2 spots available and will remain open until Wednesday, October 15th. The Epicurean Egg Extravaganza, A Bruncher's Delight, will remain open for more bidding until November 1st. The hosts are Letha and Miles Costin, Diane and John Carnes. The opening bid is $30 and for families, $65.
That sounds cool. On Sunday, October 19th, our special service experience is going to be at Southeast Raleigh Table. The Southeast Raleigh Table is a Christian church in Southeast Raleigh whose beliefs center around the idea of a life-giving life, not just something after death, but something that is real now. Their Sunday gatherings are central, but they also emphasize activities and experiences beyond worship. That includes small affinity groups, community groups, and youth programs. And they see community activation as part of worship, partnering with local institutions and engaging in their neighborhood as an extension of their faith practice. They are a welcoming and inclusive community that values diversity and affirmation. Sounds like us. Sounds like us. I think we should all go there next Sunday. Beyond that, by the way, Sean, you say that they have a wonderful music program?
Their music program is outstanding.
It's outstanding.
It really, really is.
And Sean has never lied to you, folks. So the service is at 11 o'clock. So we need to meet out front at 10:45 a.m. That's next Sunday. And the address is 301 South Swain Street in Raleigh. Do we have to RSVP in advance? or just show up. It would be lovely if you would RSVP in advance, and that's, everybody knows it, info@trianglecsl.org.
And where I do enjoy attending this church, I will have to say this: no teaching beats the teachings at Centers for Spiritual Living. We are accepting of everybody. The music is good there. The preaching is good there. The teachings here, I'm sorry, got to say it. The teachings here is just outstanding. The love you feel for the people, the genuineness, you cannot beat Centers for Spiritual Living. So anyway, that's what I have to say about that, okay? Join us for our Wednesday evening service for 2025. The evening is called The Wednesday Experience, a look at life through meditation, musings, metaphysics, and magic. It is really a wonderful opportunity to come together, deepen our practice with one another, have our voice be heard, and hear inspiring shares by like-minded people. The service will be held on Zoom from 7 until 8:15.
And just want to say a couple of things. He gets all the tongue twisters this week. Extravaganza and all those M's. He did a great job. Round of applause for Mr. Shockley. I also want to say that next week we will not be streaming because we're going to be on the outside with doing our community visit. But the next time that we will be in person is going to be it's going to be online on Sunday, October 26th. But you may say, when is the next time I can avail myself of the incredible community that Sean just told us about at Triangle CSL? Who wants to know when you can do that? Well, thank you. That's going to be on Sunday, November 2nd. And we are going to be doing our usual services just like today. But wait, there's more. How many of you were looking to save some money and find some great things on Amazon during Amazon Days last week? And how many of you missed out? And how many of you were thinking, oh my gosh, I do not want to go to Black Friday after Thanksgiving because it's going to be crowded and all the good stuff's going to be gone? How many of you are thinking that? Well, TCSL's got a solution for you. That's right. November 2nd, that's our next in-person time that we get together, is going to have a community-only crafts and gift fair. Everybody, ooh. And ah. And everybody in the community is invited. And what this means is, if any of you out there are creatives, if any of you have got products to sell or anything like that, like, oh, I don't know, just for example, epoxy resin, beautiful items that are done by Lisa in her business. Look at those, everybody, ooh, ah. And you all know it's true. Phoebe the Wagamuffin books for those special kids in your life. And who else? Who else is creative? Who else has got something they want to share with our community? You're invited to have an absolutely free table. We'll provide the table and the drape. You show up and set up before meditation, and then there's going to be viewing in between meditation and service. And then you can purchase the items you have to have for those special people in your life. Some of them may even be for yourself, after services. It's fun, it's easy, it's supporting our community, and we hope that every one of you is going to participate either by being here to shop, or if you'd like a table, contact me. And my phone number was up there at 602-867-3647. It's one of the few times you're not going to info@trianglecsl.org. You're going right to me. I'll get you a table set up and tell you everything you need to do. Please join us, have fun, sell products, buy gifts. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And now I would like to thank Michelle Love for her beautiful meditation that started our day today and expanded the container that our service unfolds within. Thank you, Michelle. Always wonderful. And now let's have her back up to the stage. Right. Michelle Love.
Thank you, Sean and Eileen. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So our theme for the year 2025 is Rising Higher, Growing Deeper. Our theme for the month of October is Glow Up. And Reverend Dusty's message today is Inner Illumination. So now I would like to welcome to the podium Kennard and Diane, who will be assisting us this morning. This will be honoring the diversity and threads of truth that run through all spiritual paths as represented by this ceremony. Christianity is the path of Christ consciousness, love, and forgiveness. Buddhism is the path of compassion and understanding. Judaism is the ethical path of living by sacred law. Baha'i is the path of unity and peace. Islam is the path of submission to the will of God, the highest calling. Confucianism is the path of deliberate tradition. Taoism is the natural way, the path of ultimate reality. Native American practice and shamanic traditions are the paths of primal spirituality. Shintoism is the path of tribal ancestry. Hinduism is the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. Science of mind and spirit is the path to the divine principle of love and law. And the heart represents the one heart, the one love that resides at the center of all people and all beings everywhere, with no exceptions. May peace prevail on earth through the followers of all paths. And so it is. Thank you so much. And now I invite you to close your outer eyes while I speak a blessing on our service this morning. So recognizing in this moment now that we are exactly where we're meant to be, doing the very thing that we need to do, whether you're here, whether you're out and watching us later, whether you're at home, thank you for being a part of the collective consciousness that is us in this circle. Grateful for the music, the AV, the volunteers that make it happen, and knowing that the spirit that is within each and every one of us is here collectively as one. Knowing that spirit will move through Reverend Dusty this morning with the perfect message for whatever it is that we need to hear, we know that we'll be hearing it. So grateful for this community, so grateful for being able to be together today. And we anchor this by saying, and so it is. The reading today is The Heart Beholds the Absolute by A.H. Almas. He says, I, as the soul, behold the absolute appearing in the heart, occupying it as its rightful resident. The heart beholds the absolute as the most beautiful thing my eyes have ever beheld. It is dazzling and intoxicating, so black it is brilliant with blackness. It is nothing, but it shimmers and shines in such a dazzling way that I can see it as a crystalline quality. It is an infinite black crystal absence, brilliantly shimmering. The radiance is so bright, it illuminates the cave of the heart the way a lightning storm illuminates the night. The lightning illumination ricochets in the cavern of the heart with such power I can hear it thundering and exploding. The beloved now claims the heart fully. It has taken full possession of it as its own throne. The beloved is not an other. It is the true dweller of the heart, my source, my ultimate self, and the ultimate essence of everything. And I'd like to introduce now Sandy Hemingway with his magnificent music. Thank you.
So this morning, I'm going to do a song by a lady, Donna Michael. It's called A Light in This World, and I would appreciate your help. I will sing the first verse to teach the song to you, and then we'll do that again. And then there's the three verses are I, you, and we. But you'll catch on, trust me. am a light. I am a light in this world. I am a light. I am a light. I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. Now sing with me. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. Now you are a light. You are a light. You are a light. You are a light in this world. You are a light. You are a light. You are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. Now we are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Sandy. Beautiful song. Beautiful song. Thank you, everybody else, for participating. You sounded great this morning. Thank you. So welcome to those of you who may have just arrived in the sanctuary or just turned on your televisions or computers at home. The theme for the month of October is Glow Up, and my message is entitled Inner Illumination. Now, last Sunday, we began a conversation around the ultimate glow up, which for me is a combination of spiritual glow, that aura of warmth and compassion and love and peace and joy and balance that, quite simply, some people just exude. And the idea of growing up or becoming our highest and best self through a complete transformation. Today, we are expanding on these ideas by bringing in this idea of inner illumination. Now, like many words in the English language, there are a number of different definitions of illumination. It is the action of supplying or brightening with light, that light that comes into a room and shines on something. Illumination is an interpretation that removes obstacles to understanding. Or it could be an explanation that results from some interpretation of something. Or it could be the clarification that comes from the removal of ambiguity. Something that perhaps comes in an aha moment. Illumination is a condition of spiritual awareness, of enlightenment, of insight, and of understanding. Marianne Williamson says, illumination is the light in the mind, the word made flesh, the integration of heaven and earth. It is abstract principle dressed in human cloth. The light-filled explosion that occurs when the mind has embraced its source. Illumination is not of this world. It lifts us above the lies of the world by helping us to detach from them. Illumination is both our source and our destiny, the reason we came here and the reason that we stay. Ernest Holmes shares another idea when he makes it clear that spirit is the inner light that dwells within all of us. Our inner illumination comes from the divine itself. Our individual glow is inspired and designed and guided by the truth that resides within each of us. There is no glow up without the original glow up of the divine itself. So I have this beautiful and insightful and, yes, illuminating story to share this morning. The story is told of a couple who went to England to celebrate their 25th wedding anniversary. And they stopped and shopped at this beautiful antique store because they both really loved antiques. And more specifically, they really loved pottery. And even more specifically, they loved teacups. A marriage made in heaven, clearly, for two people to find each other that love teacups. Anyway, they saw a beautiful teacup that they absolutely loved, and so they asked, may we see that? We've never seen a cup quite so beautiful. And as the lady handed it to him, suddenly the teacup spoke. Stay with me here. You don't understand, it said, I have not always been a teacup. There was a time when I was just a lump of red clay. My master took me and rolled me and pounded me and patted me over and over, and I yelled out, don't do that. I don't like it. Let me alone. But he only smiled and gently said, not yet. Then, wham! I was placed on a spinning wheel, and suddenly I was spun around and around and around. Stop it! I'm getting too dizzy. I'm going to be sick. But the master only nodded and quietly said, not yet. He spun me and poked me and prodded me and bent me out of shape to suit himself, and then he put me in the oven. I never felt such heat. I yelled and knocked and pounded at the door. Help! Get me out of here. Not yet, he replied. When I thought I couldn't bear it another moment, the door opened. And he carefully took me out and put me on a shelf, and I began to cool. Ah, that felt so good. This is much better, I thought. But after I cooled, he picked me up, and he brushed me and painted me all over. The fumes were horrible. Oh, please, stop it, stop it. He only shook his head and said, not yet. Then suddenly he put me back in the oven. Only it was not like the first time. This time it was twice as hot. And I just knew I would suffocate. I begged, I pleaded, I screamed, I cried. I was convinced that I would never make it. I was ready to give up, and just then the door opened, and he took me out and again placed me on the shelf where I cooled and waited and waited and waited, wondering, what's he going to do to me next? An hour later, he handed me a mirror and said, look at yourself. And I did. And I said, that's not me. That couldn't be me. It's beautiful. I'm beautiful. Quietly, he spoke. I want you to remember then. I know it hurt you to be rolled and pounded and patted, but had I just left you alone, you would have dried up. I know it made you dizzy to spin around on the wheel, but if I had stopped, you would have crumbled. I know it hurt and it was hot and disagreeable in the oven, but if I hadn't put you there, you would have cracked. I know the fumes were bad when I brushed and painted you all over, but if I hadn't done that, you would never have hardened. You would not have any color in your life. And if I hadn't put you back in the second oven, you would not have survived for long because the hardness would not have held. Now, you are a finished product. Now, you are what I had in mind when I first began with you. As spiritual beings having a human incarnation, we are always being called into a higher state of consciousness. There is a greater yet to be for every one of us. We are divine emanations of God. God's infinite power and possibility are at our very core. We are here to grow and to evolve, becoming greater than we have ever been so far. Is this not what happened to the lump of clay? And in a world of unlimited possibilities, isn't this what could possibly happen to us? To each one of us? Quite possibly. A man named Chris Cade founded an organization called Spiritual Growth Events. And in an article by this organization called What is the Spiritual Message and Moral of the Potter and the Clay Story, someone, perhaps Chris Cade, it wasn't stated, says within the dialogue of the teacup's metamorphosis lies a sacred revelation. It unravels the journey from formlessness to form, from raw clay to refined vessel. Now, what comes up for me around this is that the whole universe is concentrated at the point where we are. Who we are at our very core is that point. Nestled in our inner sanctuary, sometimes hidden from our view, but there nonetheless is the light of God, the seed of perfection, the kingdom of heaven, and yes, the inner illumination. The sacred revelation is that no matter where we are on our journey to becoming our highest and best self, God is at the heart of it. God is at the heart of it. Always there, always present. The article goes on to say it whispers the dance between surrender and transformation, the divine artistry of shaping a soul. Now, what comes up for me around this is that living our highest and best self requires two related states. Number one, being completely grounded in our divine self, which is being. And number two, stretching out beyond that place to grow into possibility or becoming. Both being and becoming and surrender and our conscious active participation in our transformation are important. Together, they create a dance, a dynamic, creative tension that, when fully expressed, offers a gift to not only our own lives, but to the entire world. The article goes on to say the furnace of life, its trials, its tribulations, symbolizes the master's hand sculpting our existence. The pounding, the spinning wheel, the scorching heat of the oven, they are all metaphorical trials that shape our being. In these moments of discomfort and discord, the divine hand works its magic. And what comes up for me around this is that struggle and adversity are really universal experiences for all of us. No one goes through life without facing one or two or three or four, right? Whether it's a personal setback or a professional challenge, or perhaps an internal battle with self-doubt, these moments often feel overwhelming and very painful. But what if struggle isn't something to avoid? What if it's the key to unlocking our fullest potential? What if? The truth is that struggle and adversity are not just obstacles, but they that we need to overcome, but they're powerful catalysts for growth. Just as diamonds are formed under pressure, individuals grow stronger and wiser and more brilliant when tested by hardship. Facing adversity teaches us really valuable lessons such as perseverance or resilience or self-discovery, lessons that perhaps can't be learned in any other way. Now, the article goes on to say, as the teacup cries out in anguish, yearning for respite from the torment, the master's unwavering assurance echoes through the ages. Not yet. It's a divine refrain that resonates in our own trials, urging to endure, to persevere despite the chaos that is surrounding us. What comes up for me around this is the ideas of patience and divine right timing. We can try to shelter ourselves from disappointment or discomfort or confusion or frustration or sadness or perceived failure or adversity, but they come with the territory of being human. Practicing patience in everyday situations will not only make life more pleasant in the present moment, but may actually assist us to pave the way for a more successful and fulfilling future. If we were to be honest with ourselves, we would have to admit that patience is one of those qualities that everybody could use a little bit more of, and that our use of it has the ability to liberate us. In the matter of divine right timing, the invitation is to know that just because things don't appear to be demonstrating instantaneously doesn't mean that the universe hasn't already been moving on our behalf. When a bamboo seed is planted, it can take up to 5 years before you ever even see the shoot starting to stick up out of the soil. 5 years. All the while, a root system is unfolding underneath the ground where it can't be seen that will actually support the 80-foot stalk of bamboo that grows up in a day. It's unbelievable. The invitation is to know that just because things don't go as planned, the possibility exists that there is something better down the road. For example, the job that we didn't get in this moment actually paved the way for a more perfect job offer 6 months from then. The article goes on to say the process is intricate. It is a symphony of anguish and ecstasy. Each phase of discomfort and transformation is a vital stroke in the portrait of our becoming. The clay must be shaped and molded, spun and scorched, painted and polished for its true essence to emerge. In our own lives, we often encounter moments of distress and discomfort. These moments, akin to the teacup's tribulations, may seem unbearable, suffering even. But it's in these crucibles that our spirit finds its voice, where our essence is honed and our character refined. What comes up for me around this is that it might seem counterintuitive to think about struggles and adversity as a gift. After all, right? They bring pain, they bring discomfort, they bring uncertainty. However, when we take the time to step back and reflect, it becomes clear that the challenges we face can be transformative in ways that easy times cannot. Struggle and adversity shape our character. They reveal our strengths. They lead us towards personal growth, making them invaluable gifts in disguise. The article goes on to say the mirror, a reflection of transformation, is the moment of revelation, the unveiling of our true selves. It is a reminder that amidst the chaos and pain, there is a purpose, a divine orchestration that we might not comprehend in the midst of turmoil. The teacup's transformation is a mirror to our own evolution, a testament to the masterful hand that guides our journey. It is a metaphor for resilience, for the beauty that emerges from adversity, and the profound grace that accompanies transformation. What comes up for me around that is that the purpose of life is to allow the divine essence to express in form through us and as us. The higher self, the Christ consciousness, the spark of the divine within us lovingly pushes us to express its essence in our everyday lives, whether we realize it or not. When we stay firmly grounded in our awareness of the source of our being, anything, I mean anything, is possible. We are capable of taking great quantum leaps mentally, physically, spiritually, and creatively in all areas of our being. The more rooted we are in the truth of our being, the more connected we are with the divine expression that we are here to be, the reason that we arrived on the planet. The bottom line is that God pours itself throughout all creation, using itself, right? Using itself as both the putty, the sculptor, and the sculpture. Seed, soil, plant. The article goes on to say, ultimately, this parable isn't about a teacup. It's about us. It's about embracing the storms that shape us, knowing that within them lies the crucible of our evolution. It's about recognizing that discomfort isn't an obstacle, but a catalyst for growth, a vehicle for transcendence. A vehicle for transcendence. What comes up for me around this is that a day can hardly be lived without experiencing something that interferes with our plans. Am I right about that? A day can hardly go by. Many things occur in life that are undesirable, not on our list. Our options are to rail against them or to surrender to what is. Railing against them only creates more railing. War only begets war. Anger only begets more anger. Surrendering allows for transformation and transcendence beyond anything that we could ever imagine. The lump of clay had absolutely no idea what it was becoming, and neither do we. We have within us an impulse to grow and to evolve and to become. The impulse we have within us is the same impulse that created the planets and the stars and the seas, the same impulse that created the beauty of nature, the impulse that created the amazing variety of animals and plants, the same impulse that created this awesome, unbelievable human suit that we wear throughout our existence. The impulse is our inner illumination. In this tale lies a spiritual mandate, a mandate to trust the process, to surrender to the hands that mold us, and to embrace the fires that refine us. For just as the teacup became a vessel of unparalleled beauty and strength, so too can we. Through our trials and tribulations, we emerge as vessels of grace, of compassion, and of love. Let us affirm today that we are willing to surrender to the inner illumination within us that is seeking to be expressed, and to step powerfully into our highest and best glow up. And so it is. So it is. Thank you. So I just invite everyone to turn within, to close your outer eyes if you're comfortable in doing so, and to return to that inner space, that inner illumination, that spark of the divine, the seed of perfection, that light that is the center of our being. Spoke about in our heart, the place so beautifully set. Close my head. Presence of peace, of joy. That space and place, that master's hand, that guidance, that illumination, that support, that creative nature, that we can all tap into it because it is part and parcel of who we are. We can never be separate from it. Even though it may seem sometimes in our life like it's hidden from view, it is always right there, ready, willing, and able to support us. And it's from this place of divine connection that I speak these words about and for each of us today, truly knowing that it is possible for each and every single one of us to live our lives from that space of deep connection with the divine, of knowing and feeling and experiencing that palpable presence. So that in those moments of chaos, in those moments of struggle, in those moments of adversity that we will all experience throughout our lives, we can feel it. We can know that it is there. We can lean into it. We can surrender to it, knowing that this too shall pass. And that everything that we are going through in the moment is an opportunity for growth, an opportunity to move more and more and more towards our highest and best self, towards that self that we came here to be. That self that no one else could be because it is so individualized within us. I know that through our spiritual practices, I know that through prayer, I know that through being connected to a like-minded community, we can live this life. Really finding that balance between being and becoming, finding that balance between surrender and actively participating in our transformation. Ernest Holmes would say, treat and move your feet. And I know that we can do that. And if you're struggling in any given moment, there are people here that can assist you to do that. And I claim ease and grace around asking for that assistance, around being that place for someone else when they ask. This is a community created to be that for each other. And I'm so grateful to know this truth and to speak these words, so grateful for the power of prayer, knowing that these words are loosed into a law that only ever says yes. That my words are clothed in form even as I speak them. And so I speak them and I release them into that law, letting go and letting God be God. I invite each of us to anchor the prayer for ourselves, for each other, for the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, and for the world, simply by saying, and so it is. And so it is. Amen. Thank you all so very much. It is now time for our conscious giving. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is sustained by the giving of our time, talent, and treasure. This is the time every week when we offer financial support to assist this community to be a beacon of light and love for ourselves and others. Together we affirm the truth that today's offering lifts this spiritual community, prospers the one giving, and adds to the energy of sufficiency on the planet. There are several ways that you can give. They're here on your screen, or they're on your screens at home. Visit our website at trianglecsl.org. You can text the word give to 919-629-9148, or you can mail your gift to our office, PO Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina, 27519. I now invite you to turn within for another moment as I speak a word of blessing upon this offering, knowing that this process itself is an opportunity to stand in an expanded view of all of the ways that we are truly abundant, and to focus our attention on all of this abundance by practicing sharing and giving. That by recognizing our good and being willing to give some of it away, we enter into the law of circulation and participate in the powerful flow of the universe. I know that as each of us enters into this eternal flow of giving and receiving, that the gift we give comes back to us. The blessing and the blessed are one. Thank you all so very much for your gift, and I thank God for the gift of each and every single one of you. And so it is. So it is. Now please welcome, speaking of gifts, welcome our amazing gift, Sandy Hemingway.
Thank you. This is a song I wrote a number of years ago. It's called Sunshine Within the Heart. Every day is new. The stars all decide to hide. Clouds may have struck the view. Still the sun will rise. Whenever the sun is shining, we think it allows us to see. But hidden behind the light, the stars still gleam. Appearances can be deceiving. Starlight can only be seen in the dark. Living the truth means believing. There's sunshine within the heart. Sunshine within the heart. And just because we cannot see, it doesn't mean it is not there. When life is darkest, look within to find the spark of sunshine within the heart. Every night we dream. First we must close our eyes. Blinded we then can see movies in our minds. Wherever we go when dreaming, it vanishes when we arise. A world of our own creation in our minds. Reality can be deceiving. Dreaming can only be done in the dark. Living the truth means believing. The sunshine within the heart. Sunshine within the heart. And just because we cannot see doesn't mean it is not there. When life is darkest, look within to find the spark of sunshine within the heart. And just because we cannot see doesn't mean it is not there. When life is darkest, look within to find the spark of sunshine within the heart. Every day is new. Everyone gets to find sunshine within the heart.
Thank you, Sandy. So now, if you will please rise for our October 12th affirmations. And if you're at home, feel free to rise with us. This is a call and response, so please repeat it with meaning. There is a power and presence in the universe which responds to me completely and perfectly.
There is a power and presence in the universe which responds to me completely and perfectly.
I affirm that spirit is that power and presence, the inner illumination that dwells within me.
I affirm that spirit is that power and presence, the inner illumination that dwells within me.
My individual glow up is inspired, designed, and guided by the original glow up of the truth that resides in me.
My individual glow up is inspired, designed, and guided by the original glow up of the truth that resides in me.
Knowing that a true glow up is an inside job, I commit to doing the inner work to tend to my own light.
Knowing that a true glow up is an inside job, I commit to doing the inner work to tend to my own light.
My spiritual practice is lit.
My spiritual practice is lit.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Welcome back up, Dusty.
So I just invite everyone to turn within one last time together as a community, one last time today to just take a moment before we go out into our lives for gratitude. Gratitude is such a lovely, lovely emotion and so very generative. So just to take a moment of gratitude for the opportunity that we had to come together in person today. Grateful for 4 Points by Sheridan. Grateful for Heather and Ava for making us look good and sound good. Grateful for Sandy, his beautiful music. Grateful for Michelle for her beautiful meditation and for stepping up to be not only the platform host, but the practitioner today. Grateful for each and every single person in this room and for each and every single one of you out there. Grateful for the 24 years we have been in existence and for the leadership, the unbelievable leadership of Reverend Ray Matheny, who started it all in her living room. Grateful for Kennard, who stops by periodically, but definitely on the anniversary of our beginnings, and grateful for all of those people that started in that living room and made the space for everything to come out of it. I thank you all for being here today. Don't forget, we're going to Paulo's on 54. The address is on Keystone, 101 Keystone Bridge Street, Road Street, and it's in Cary. So thank you all. Have a great week. I love you madly.